Sitting on these train tracks is a $250,000 Lamborghini, and barreling down on it right now is a massive train. And on top of sending the train, I'm also gonna have these 8 soldiers shoot 10,000 bullets at your Lamborghini. That train is going to lift your car up 100 feet and then in 24 hours drop it, and you have to catch it without it being destroyed. Phase 3 is flaming cars.
I have been in the construction industry for over a decade. From welding sheet metal to welding structural to welding pipe to fitting to HVAC and finally to foreman. I've been in the shipyards, industrial, commercial, residential, and I'm about to see if I could have beaten Mr. Beast Protect the Lamborghini challenge. Starting off, let's look at what kind of firepower these guys are bringing. I see an AK, I see an AR, and I see an LMG. The AK for sure we know uses 7.62 rounds. And the AR and LMG are both going to be using 5.56 rounds. That's all the weapons I see, so thankfully we know we're not going to deal with any high penetrating weapons like a 50 cal sniper rifle. Now that we have assessed the threat, I would immediately call every steel supply house and order as much of their 1/2 inch thick steel plates as I can. 1/2 inch is the perfect thickness that has enough stopping power to even stop armor piercing 7.62 rounds just by itself. But I'm pretty sure these guys are only using standard ammunition. Add that to the fact that I will be using the steel as a deflector rather than a straight shield will increase the overall stopping power. Most suppliers have the ability to get to you within 2 hours if you're willing to shell out the extra cash for expedited delivery. If money's not an option, I'm gonna try and get cold rolled steel for its added strength. But if I'm gonna be making my overall prize money less, then I'll go with hot rolled steel since it's gonna be good enough for most scenarios. And it's definitely a lot cheaper. I would also order 200 feet of 2-inch steel pipe for reasons I'll explain in a second. Next, I would call local hardscape and landscape supply houses and order 4 truckloads of dirt. While I wait on the deliveries, I would also call local welding businesses and hire as many welders as I could. I wouldn't bother with getting cars from the junkyard since most of the car is thin sheet metal, aside from of course the frame and engine. I also would not get shipping containers for a similar reason, as those are also made of thin sheet metal. Same with refrigerators. All of those items have near 0 penetration resistance. Water containers would be nice to slow down the projectiles, but they're only really good for the first few impacts. Then once the water drains out, they're just going to be useless pieces of plastic. Cinder blocks are going to be very similar to the water in the sense that they have very few impacts until they are no longer going to be viable. The railroad ties are going to be good as wood will absorb more damage than the cinder blocks. However, they're just going to be too inaccessible and not to mention flammable. Now that we have all the materials we need, it's time to expose the use of the steel pipe. I would start by creating a wall of steel plates and have them slightly pitched downwards to deflect all the bullets into the ground and reduce the impact force on the steel. It also has the added benefit as a safety precaution to prevent the bullets from potentially ricocheting back at the military and causing harm to them. Although taking out some of the military would reduce the amount of firepower coming towards my structure. No, never mind. The pipe would then be used to help the steel wall structure from tipping over. I would weld everything together to form a continuous shield. The dirt would be placed behind the wall as an extra safety precaution since dirt is a great backstop for most outdoor ranges. But I don't think I'll actually need it, at least for this round. To be honest, both the dirt and the steel are more than capable of defending the bullet barrage just on their own. But since it's not my money, it never hurts to go a little overboard. If I was paying for this, I'd probably scrap the steel and just simply go for a huge amount of dirt and leave it at that. With our construction done and with Blake's construction done, let's see how he does against the first challenge.
Fire at will.
Roger that.
Stand by! Fire! Oh my god. Oh, they are unloading on his fortress. Oh my god, make them stop. Make them stop.
They're actually ripping through the cinder blocks now. Oh man. Oh god.
Yo, Blake's walls, they're crumbling. And what we haven't told Blake is these guns are only the first of 4 phases we've designed to destroy this Lamborghini. Or should I say, whatever remains after this.
Here we go.
They just brought out the LMG.
Oh my god.
Cinder blocks are falling. All it takes is one bullet to penetrate, and it's going in his Lambo. Oh
Please be safe, please be safe. How is it? She's clean, baby! Woo! 10,000 rounds and not one connection, baby.
There's no bullet holes in your Lamborghini.
Okay, he thankfully passed. It looks like for the most part, his structure did do a good job, but definitely not unscathed. Let's see what the next challenge is gonna be and how we can prepare for that.
See that giant crane coming?
That big yellow oil rig looking thing?
That is phase 2. That crane is going to lift your
big
car
yellow
up
oil
100
looking
feet
thing.
and then in 24 hours drop it, and you have to catch it without it being destroyed.
Okay, challenge 2 is a complete game changer. We are no longer stopping an outside force. The car is the force that we now have to catch.
The Lamborghini is airborne, okay? So, anyone got any ideas? I mean, like, what do we think?
The bouncy castles.
Blake does the smart thing and exactly what I would have done and ask for ideas from the construction crew, since working together usually brings the best chance of success. Pillows are a good idea, so what I would do is call the local gym supply house and order as many 8 or 6 inch foam pit blocks as I can. Then I'd order as many gym airbags as well, and finally I'd get 20 crash pads. Once ordered, I'd begin moving the dirt in a circle surrounding the X. From there I'd start with the crash pads as a base, then I'd fill it in with the foam blocks, and top it off with the bouncy houses and airbags. The reason the airbags and bouncy castles are at the top is so hopefully those catch the car and actually increase the surface area to prevent it from just slipping past the pit blocks and pushing them out of the way. And the crash pads at the bottom are to ensure a softer foundation and increase the buoyancy of the overall pit. Very similar to how modern cars are actually made to crumble in the event of an accident. The car destroys itself to absorb all the force into itself, thus reducing the amount of force on the occupants. Yeah, the car is gonna be totaled, but you're alive. Let's go see how Blake does in challenge 2, and we'll be back afterwards.
24 hours of work, down to this, no pun intended. 3, 2, 1, drop the Lamborghini!
I don't know about that one. That did a lot of damage.
Please be okay, please be okay, please be okay, please be okay.
All right, he's moving the convex crane out the way. There's no way you got that Lambo.
Get these boxes out of the way. Oh. What? We're about to find out how damaged this car is.
The lights work.
Ooh, the lights work.
Yeah, this Princess Castle might have saved this entire car.
Moment of truth. You might have been the first person in history to catch a Lamborghini.
If it turns on.
All right, here we go, here we go, here we go. I can't believe it! Yes! That's what I'm talking about! She's alive!
Everything looks good, minus a little crack in the bumper, which we found out by this official appraiser. This was only going to reduce the price of Blake's Lamborghini by
Probably 10 grand.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the good news.
Okay, I'm actually surprised. I had zero faith for Blake this time around. And I guarantee, instead of the appraiser coming to take 10K off the overall value of the car, he would have added 20K for how historic my catch would have been. Maybe not, but I can dream. On to challenge number 3.
And now it's the perfect time to mention that phase 3 is flaming cars. For Blake's next challenge, we're bringing back his biggest nightmare. We have recreated the Flaming Cars challenge that cost Blake everything last time.
Wow. That's a low
This one
blow.
doesn't seem
But
that
seeing
bad.
how he's done this before, we're gonna up the stakes by dropping twice as many cars as last time. I'll see you tomorrow.
I got a lot to prove. Redemption Day!
Flaming cars? But you know what? I think we got this in the bag. It's time to repurpose the steel pipes and steel plates. And for this one, to make it a little bit easier on myself, I'm gonna actually order a shipping container and do exactly what Blake does.
Here's the day 3 plan. I'm gonna cut the bottom out of a shipping container and I'm gonna drop it right on the car. Next, I'm gonna take 2 more containers and I'm gonna lean them up, coming to a point right above the car. And most importantly, nothing flammable this time.
Do you think that will deflect the car?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say no. Blake just needs to lower the container carefully over the Lamborghini without damaging.
One scratch could cost him thousands of dollars. You're good, just like that.
It is so close to scraping the car.
Watch your fingers, we're coming down.
Yes! I cannot believe that! All right, next we're gonna bring these containers together to form a V.
What if the car gets caught in there?
Yeah, that can't happen, dude. That's why we're putting this pointy thing at the top.
Do you think that will actually deflect a car?
100%.
20 minutes remain, and then we see if that Lamborghini perishes, just like his 500 grand.
I'll start by building a ramp using the steel plates leading up to the shipping containers until they connect at the top and then weld them together to ensure nothing moves. The ramp is going to be used to force flaming cars away from my car. It's very similar to the concept of the martial art Aikido, which focuses on redirecting attacks and using your opponent's momentum against them. You know, I actually have hope for this, as Blake is actually using his other 2 containers as deflectors, similar to what I mentioned earlier. I do wish that there were more of them to spread out to prevent them from landing on the main container or even sitting too close to it while they're still on fire. Fire emits heat, and when heat is applied to steel, the steel now becomes more prone to bend. And the last thing we want is to compromise the integrity of our structure. Once again, let's see how Blake does.
What? Not quite sure what that dirt accomplished.
The dirt accomplished nothing.
Time is up. No. Let's see if, unlike last time, you survive phase 3.
Redemption!
Blake, you lost $500,000 from this exact challenge. How are you feeling?
I feel pretty confident.
3 shipping containers, a bunch of dirt, concrete, a weird, like, pointed
Deflector.
roof thing, versus 10 flaming cars. Are you ready?
Let's go, dude.
Light it on fire! Will Blake be one step closer to going home with a brand new Lamborghini filled with $100,000, or be eliminated and go home with nothing? We're about to find out. 3, 2, 1, drop it! Oh!
Oh
you did
no.
not I feel like that's exactly what
Oh
he
my
didn't
God.
want to happen. Oh no. Still feeling good?
Not as good.
Yeah, this is giving me some flashbacks.
This is not good.
It's giving you some flashbacks.
All right, ready for the next one?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Drop it.
Oh my God, the roof looks like it's already
Already buckling after 2 cars?
And just in
Oh
case
my
Blake
God, he's
loses
cooked.
to the
Bro is
flaming
cooked.
cars like last time, I'm gonna take this moment and tell you about this amazing new phone. And let's drop the next car. We dropped car after car, and with each one, we could tell Blake
I'm
was
getting
getting
nervous for him.
But we also noticed that all
Do you
of
see
the
how
impacts were
both
starting
of
to
the,
damage the crate itself. Your crate on
the
the
crates,
bottom
the shipping
is bowing.
containers just sink
At this point,
after
the
each hit.
container protecting the
Down,
Lamborghini
down.
was being crushed by
Yep.
the weight and heat of the cars.
I thought about this every day since the last time I saw this.
And now it's time for the final car.
That's not good.
Bro, it's got to be 1,000 degrees in there. His car has to be melting now.
We got the fire extinguisher. Somehow he's running so fast.
Be careful, Blake.
I'm coming.
Put it out, quick.
How is it?
It's okay.
Yes!
Yes! You like that?
If one more car was dropped, this crate would have collapsed.
Okay, that was a close one. As you could see, the thin shipping container barely held on for dear life. And if that was a bigger car instead of a Lambo, let's say like a truck or SUV, the top definitely would have been caved in. But he did survive, and I can't argue with the results, so let's move on to the final challenge.
Now it's time for phase 4.
Bring on the train.
The timer has officially started.
I gotta go.
Good luck on phase 4. Blake knew that the train was going to be the most deadly attack yet, so he wasted no time in getting started.
I think the best way to stop a train is to derail it.
The train actually might be the easiest part of this entire challenge. Yes, it looks big and menacing, but when you're facing a bigger opponent, try to find the weakest point. And right now, the weakest point of a train is the tracks. I already have a huge amount of dirt, so I'm just gonna take that whole thing and plop it directly on the tracks. That's probably gonna be enough, but as an extra precaution, let's make sure this thing derails. After the dirt is in place, I would place the steel plates on half of the tracks at an angle and weld them together in a gradual incline to help guide the train off the tracks and guarantee it goes nowhere near my precious car. And with that, I'm ready for the final challenge. Let's go see if Blake is also ready.
All these railroad ties are tucked snug, and all of these are gonna go under the train, and the train's gonna hit them like that. And if I do that 100 more times, I don't see the train just blowing past all that.
The railroad ties lost me the challenge last video. This time they'll save
see.
me.
I just need 2 inches off the track, and I win.
2 inches is a lot, though.
My man. Then once I have all this done, I can just put concrete on top. I think that's gonna work, man.
He has an army going super hard. They're currently stacking the cars that we dropped on phase 3 on the train tracks. But time was still ticking down. And in order to stop this train and take his Lambo home, Blake began adding a lot more objects to the tracks. At this point, Blake did everything he could to finish his build before time ran out. And it was actually starting to look impressive.
This is it.
3,
The final stretch.
2, 1.
Last line of defense.
Time's up. Stop. Turn it off. Turn it off. Time is officially up.
Just by quickly looking at his setup with the cars, the dirt, the shipping containers, and judging by the amount of tracks the train has to pick up speed, I'd say Blake has this pretty much in the bag. Let's see if his hard work finally paid off.
We're gonna go really far back, that way the train can pick up a lot of speed before it hits everything. Sound like a good idea? No. But for now, it's time for the biggest moment of Blake's life. Let's see if he wins a Lamborghini. Blake, any last words?
Give it all you got.
Send the train. Here it comes.
Here it comes,
Oh my
moment of
God,
truth.
Oh my God, oh my God.
It's coming! It's gonna speed up until it hits 35 miles an hour right before impact. Dude, it is going quick.
It's just gonna derail, it's just gonna derail.
Here she comes! Let's see if it was all worth it.
Oh, that definitely stopped it.
Oh!
It's not even close.
Wait! Oh, it derailed! Wait, I think it stopped!
Oh my God!
Blake, I've never seen someone this
Oh my
happy.
God!
Wow, you derailed?
Oh my God! Oh my God, I did it! Oh!
Yes!
Oh my God.
This is your new Lamborghini, Blake! Not only did he win the Lamborghini, but he also got all this
Hell
money!
yeah.
Yes!
Congrats!
I did it!
Congratulations, Blake! Definitely a lot of close calls, but he did get the job done, and at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. So what do you think about my assessment? Do you agree? How would you do it differently? Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe!